Hi there YouTube, welcome to the video. I have a read through. There's quite a lot of patches for notes for Dark and Darker today. I wanted to go through and have a look at them, read them, and check them out. For anyone that's new here, my name is Vimo or Vimortal. We've been playing Dark and Darker for quite a while. I think, what, 5 seasons or whatever it is? I think we're up to the 5th. I missed a couple in between. We have 1,722 hours. There's just a couple things that they were talking about, which I think were kind of counterproductive. We did play one high roller game to sort of get an idea of what's happening and what's changed as well. We did it as Warlock, we killed Spectral Knight. We did have trouble getting the gold pile though. So we got 2 loots on the gold pile still, but the zone pushed us out of the boss room pretty much while we were killing him. We were lucky enough to have the gold pile in the zone for 2 loots before we had to run. A health potion did seem to be fine to run through it, so it wasn't the biggest issue. But yeah, finding blues, they've locked all of the blue doors, like actual exits, the blue stairs, so now it's just only the blue portals. So kind of interesting. We only saw 2 people and we didn't fight either of them, and I don't think they wanted to fight me either. So it is kind of nice not having the fog of war, which is a little bit different. But let's have a read and see what they put in their notes, and then we can talk about the tavern talk they also did, which is in their community announcements as well, so you can go in there and watch those and see that. But yeah, so first of all, at 3 a.m. they pushed the patch back. The patch process has ended, but due to ongoing DDoS attacks, Blacksmith players are unable to access the site smoothly. So they had to fix something to fix a DDoS attack. But yes, they're now informing us of the Epic Games situation, which is kind of weird. That's more Epic Games' fault than it is their fault, just to be delisted. And then you have literally thousands of people who got the game, have been playing the game, now just can't even play the game. So they're trying to fix that problem. It looks like Nexon has tried to push that to be the case, which is the same thing with Steam. They pushed Steam to take them off, and now Steam waited for the lawsuit and waited for the outcome and has brought them back on. We're currently working to understand the exact reasoning behind this removal, because they didn't actually tell them. So what are you going to do? Not much you can do if the people that remove you don't tell you why they removed you. But yeah, it seems that the removal process is not fully completed, so if you haven't, or if you've got it, don't spend any more money on the Epic Games side of it. Please be aware of this potential confusion. So it looks like it's still there, but it's really not. In preparation for the possibility of Dark and Darker may no longer be playable on Epic, so if Epic doesn't take them back again, they're working to make it so you guys can all log in the normal way. How are the guns? I haven't seen much about the guns. It's just the only thing I actually saw about the guns was the fact that the guy leaked the picture. So the guy that was running one of the interviews. So there's only a picture so far, but I haven't read everything yet. So, but yes. So in early access, hotfix 80. So they're doing that. They've just done that one. But yeah, there's quite a lot of bug fixes. So fixed an issue where casting hide as rogue after the giant worm burrowed underground could cause the giant worm to visually appear as if it were burrowing again when stealth was broken. So it goes back under. It's weird. I never saw that one. I did see a lot of problems with rogues pulling the worm into all sorts of places. One of the biggest and most annoying ones was Spectral Knight. They used to take it in there and annoy you in Spectral Knight. Fix an issue where axe specialization causes Francesca axes thrown damage to exceed intended values. Wow. Okay, should have been a throwing axe barbarian. Fix an issue where savage roar cast by barbarian at the moment a monster with a battle intro appeared caused the monster action to stop. So you would roar and they wouldn't stand up properly or something? Fix an issue where hitting the forehead of a druid in panther form might not register as a valid hit. Wow, that one sounds pretty broken. I didn't experience that one, but mostly druids just jump me when I'm not looking, so I haven't had too many problems with that. And every time I've hit them in the head, they take a lot of damage, so I don't know. Fix an issue where jumping or crouching after casting a druid spell could cause the visual effect not to, or to unnaturally linger in midair. So they had a very similar problem with that with the Sorks right at the start, where all their spells were lingering in the air for a long time. Fixed an issue where certain sorcerer's wind blast did not properly scale down with distance. Oh, okay, so it's meant to be less the further. They just buffed it, so I don't know. They gave it 50%. There's a perk now that gives 50% knockback and 50% extra wind damage. So that's kind of crazy. Expecting to see a lot of sorks blowing people around the map. Fixed an issue where the electric dash allowed the sorcerer to reach locations where they could avoid crow damage. Yeah, maybe one or two, but there's still heaps of places. Like, they're never ever going to fix all of the places the sorcerer can go to and can actually get into. So it's kind of one of those things. Fixed an issue where the casting a spell barehanded while using an in-game emote as a sorcerer could prevent the emote from being cancelled. I'd be more concerned that you could hide the casting with an emote. Like, fixed an issue where Soul Collector might not accumulate soul stacks when using Flamewalker and Phantomize as Warlock. There's also a few other places that happens in, but I think it's mostly the Wisp that caused that problem. But I've killed like 3 skeletons in my spawning square, and I haven't got my stacks on Soul Collector, so I don't know. Fix an issue where Bloodstained Blade caused thrown weapon damage to increase beyond intended design. So very similar to the Francesca axe, but I don't know what Bloodstained Blade is. So a perk or something? I have to have a look into that one. Fixed an issue where Warlock equipped with both Soul Collector and Shadow Touch could collect 2 Dark Shards when executing an enemy with 2 or less hit points in melee combat. That's so weird. Because they both register as the last hit, they both add. Interesting. Fixed an issue where the wall on the left side rather than the right hand side reaching out could interfere when casting a spell. Oh, so if you're too close to the wall and you hit your hand or you hit your casting implement, that's interesting. I do like how it does cancel if you hit it though. You just got to be careful with how bad that gets. But it's pretty good so far. Fixed an issue where some ground monsters in Goblin Caves might not properly move. That's kind of interesting. I never saw any that wouldn't move. Fixed an issue where Skeleton Swordsman low sweeping attack, which was supposed to occur at certain probability, might not get triggered at all. So this one here actually seems to have changed the whole thing. So it used to be swing high, then down, or swing high twice and then down. But now it can just start with down. So yeah. So they've tried to fix it from not happening at all to now it happens first, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't matter as long as you know how to dodge it. It's just jumping it. Fixed an issue where Spectral Knight could leave the boss room. So that one was mostly an issue when people were using Sork on the door, but it can leave the boss room, but once it's out of the boss room, or if you're outside the boss room, you don't do any damage to it as far as I'm aware. Because we had that happen once where it went outside the room and was still fighting, but it didn't seem to have any damage taken. Fixed an issue where Ghost King could become stuck on the floor roster, preventing movement. So that is on the double statue, I'm assuming. Fixed an issue where the living statue could appear to teleport during combat. Never had that one. Fixed an issue where the harpy could appear to teleport with each kick attack. I have seen it, but not really that much. Fix an issue where some monsters in Crypt and Inferno might have delayed player recognition. So if you run in the room, they don't really register you fast enough, and then you run through. Because there are some sneaky things that people do, like druids and stuff. Fix an issue in High Roller Inferno where defeating the Death Skull from the Hellwind module would not allow interaction, preventing players from receiving rewards, so you wouldn't get loot. That's kind of important, to be honest. Where are we at here? Yeah. Fixed an issue where Druid's rat form could be used to move outside the map. Good. At certain locations, but there's still places they can hide behind shit that you can't hurt. It's kind of weird that they made the fire bottles not do as much damage to them and gave them more health in rat form, so they have to take multiple ticks. So I guess it still works if they're like trying to hide behind something, you can still fire them out. But fixed an issue in the Goblin Cave Ant Nest module where players could pass through a specific wall. Interesting, I didn't hear that one. Ant Nest, which one's the Ant Nest? Guess we'll have to check that out too. Fixed an issue where the background props in some of the modules of the Frost Mountain might be placed in unintended locations. Yeah, some of them were pretty bad, and there's a lot that they added that really, I've been killed by multiple braziers, I tell you that much. Fixed an issue in Frost Mountain Imp Ritual Room where the players could get stuck between a specific chest and a wall. Interesting. So they slid down behind it or something and they got stuck. Fixed an issue where a trap hole in a specific spot of the Frost Mountain Hive could cause Druid rat form to fall and become trapped. Oh, so you could fall under it? That's funny. Fixed an issue where setting visual effects quality to medium or low could cause lot issues in some parts of the Frostwyvern boss room just by rotating the camera. Interesting. We didn't experience that, did we, chat? Because we're on medium. We're not on high, I don't believe. Fixed an issue where Iron Gate of an activated down portal could remain closed. Interesting. Okay, so I had ones like that, but you can still walk through them. It's just there for me. Fixed an issue where brushes and other objects on the map could prevent monsters from detecting players. Bushes and other objects on the map could prevent monsters. Oh, okay, so you could hide behind things. That's pretty sick. It's unfortunate they fixed that. Fixed an issue in some ruins modules where players could climb walls and appear to be floating above the module. But there's lots where you can climb walls. Which ones did they change? We'll have to go see. Fixed an issue in ruins Broken Bridge where players could not pick up scattered gold and silver coins on the ground. I've never heard of that part. Broken Bridge. Might have to check that out too. Fixed an issue in the Ruined Stables module where certain stone walls of the same height had inconsistent climbability. Okay, so they fixed some walls to climb. Fixed an issue in some Ruins modules where some sound effects could sound muffled. Did you fix it where they come right up behind me and I only realize when they're standing right next to me swinging on me? That would be nice. Might be my music though. Fixed an issue in the Ruins Barbican module where door opening sounds might not play correctly, so no sounds, so that's good fix. Fixed an issue in Crypt where the downstairs iron gate could open too quickly upon entering. Okay, but we don't have any gates anymore? We don't have any, oh, downs. Oh, okay, so they pushed the timer back for opening reds. Interesting, so that'll take a little while longer. Fixed an issue in the Crypt's tower module where some iron bars could be passed through by swinging a weapon. Huh. I had never heard of that. Fixed an issue where some players could become stuck in the stairs of Inferno Stairway of Agony, preventing movement. Fixed an issue in the Inferno Demon Slayer module where a lever placed in a certain location could be obscured from view. So they're moving all the levers so you can still see them. Fixed an issue where the throwing time of Francesca was too fast. Holy shit, so they had too much damage, they were too fast, and they had boosts on them. Fixed an issue where the hand animation could be skipped when changing items through the inventory while holding a weapon or utility item. So it means if you're holding something, you try to change something, it was faster. And I think that's to do with switching weapons. So how you have one weapon on, both weapons on, you switch the weapons. It's faster than pressing the button. Fixed an issue where utility items could fail to be equipped even after placing them in a slot. I had that a couple times. Potions and also hearts to res people. Kept telling me I need to have the heart and I already had it. Fixed an issue where some equipment icon images displayed white outer pixels. Never had that. Fixed an issue where placing a cloak on a dead corpse might not show the newly replaced cloak. Okay, so it was a loading error because the person's dead. Fixed an issue where a player who died could respawn in the same dead state if they re-entered the session. Never had that. I have gone back in and looted my own corpse multiple times. Fixed an issue where the character might not grab the rope when escaping via the rope. Never had that one either. Fixed an issue where the rope escape could not be cancelled. I didn't know you could cancel it. Okay, interesting. Fixed an issue where character who escaped could enter the next floor with another team member who was knocked down. Wait, what? Fixed an issue where a character who escaped, so if they leave, could enter the next floor with another team member who was knocked down. What does that mean? Because I like to take the heart to the next level and res them. But if that means you can't take their heart to the next floor, that sucks. But it looks like if you were able to leave and then rejoin on the dead person? I don't get it. Anyway, I guess we'll have to look into that one a bit more. Fixed an issue where after moving to the next floor in a random matchmaking party, the recent match party members might not appear in the pop-up window after the game ends. I've never experienced that either. Fixed an issue where pressing ready and adding a new party member could trigger an error code. Haven't had that. Fixed an issue where after receiving a recovery, the item could still appear as if it had been collected. Okay. Fixed an issue where friend recovery might not work properly. We did have that quite a lot. So when we used to try and res people, it kept telling us we didn't have the heart in our hands. So that's probably what that's about. Damn, there's still so many notes, man. Fixed an issue where a player entering the dungeon for the first time might crash to the character selection screen. Okay. Fixed an issue where your score might not be displayed when checking the leaderboard of another class. Oh, so you can't see your own classes if you're on a different class. Oh, yeah, that's a bit weird. Fix an issue where the religion window could be moved horizontally by right-clicking. Oh, okay. I've never right-clicked in the menu, so... fix an issue where after adding a similar achievement, the count of previous achievements might not be reflected. The database migration will be done during the maintenance, but depending on database load or complexity, this may not be implemented this time. Okay, so they're not fixing it yet by the looks. Fix an issue where achievements might be reset if you escape and reconnect immediately after completing them. Same as above, might not be fixed yet. Fix an issue where the item list could fail to load when entering the marketplace. That gives us a lot to talk about, the marketplace removal. Fix the issue where the random option drop-down menu from the item search function in the marketplace would not close when clicking another part of the screen. So yeah, I had that issue quite a lot. Fixed an issue where right-clicking on the drop-down menus in places like the marketplace or trading post could trigger the engine's pop-up. Okay. Fixing an issue where when trying to change keybinds and options input, the message instructing you to press exit could cause the options window to close if exit was pressed. Okay. Let's fix some stuff. Some balance changes, chat. So we've got some class notes here and then some more game updates. So balance changes, systems, you can no longer bunny hop, so there's no more bunny hop bouncing around. Added protection to prevent a hot swapping of weapons and inventory that allow for instant equipping of your weapons. So that's the switching your main hand with your offhand. Adjusted the armor rating curve to give slightly more physical damage reduction at the upper end. I don't know about that. It's like the upper end unique, I'm assuming, because I was watching someone today using blues and purples. So I was watching Sparky, and he put on his armor and his PDR was quite a lot lower in the middle. So yeah, it's higher at the end but lower in the middle and bottom. Flatten the physical damage bonus curve at the upper end. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So not as much damage higher up. Updated the magical damage bonus curve so it now matches the new PDB curve. So they've matched the magical damage to come back with the physical damage as well. Arena's Dark Swarm now has 75% healing reduction. Kind of a cool addition. Arena, I really like Arena, I just don't have a lot of people to do that with. Barbarian, reckless attack armor penetration changed from 85% to 75%. Thank fuck. Get that down, because give them a warmer with that shit. They just roll you. But you don't really, when they roar or they do their reckless attack, you just want to run away. Just run away. And then turn around to fight them. Wizards ignite duration changed from 15 seconds to 8. Holy, okay, that's under half. Haste duration changed from 8 to 6. Okay, because yeah, haste is pretty annoying, but that's still pretty good. Only what, 20% reduction. Chain lightning's attribute bonus ratio now changed from 75% to 100%. Okay, so people are going to be getting chain lightninged. Zap attribute bonus changed from 75% to 100%. Okay, so lightning mages. Explosions attribute bonus ratio changed from 75% to 100%. Oh. So Mage's got a bit of a buff there. Clerics. Bless duration changed from 30 seconds to 8 seconds. So you put it on, you swing 3 times. How long is resurrection cast time? Does that mean if you use bless to get your knowledge, to get your resurrection, you can't cast that? I don't know, I'll have to check that one. Protection's duration changed from 20 seconds to 6. I think that's pretty good. I think those are pretty heavy drops though. That's over 50%. The first one's 60% reduction. Over. Damn. And then Divine Strike's duration changed from 20 seconds to 6. That's only 2 hits. Or maybe 3 as a cleric. But you gotta cast it, switch to your weapon, and swing 3 times? Like... Huh. Well, that's not Crush, right? It's not the... We'll have a look at that one in a little bit, because we're gonna play a bit of cleric today. Bard. Accelerando's duration changed from 8 seconds to 6, so okay. Allegro's duration changed from 8 seconds to 6, so that's the speed buffs. So you pretty much won't even play those anymore, I don't think, unless you're running away. Rousing Rhythm's duration changed from 30, 60, 120 to 60, 120 to 40. Harmonic Shield has also increased. Okay, so they want the shield meta now. So it looks like they're doing shield and also, what is Rousing Rhythm? So check that out as well. See exactly which one they're talking about there. I don't know which one that is, to be honest with you. Alexandra and Allegro are the speed boosts. Harmonic Shield is the shield, obviously. Can now be used as a self-target. Wouldn't you Harmonic Shield yourself anyway? I thought that was. What do you mean as a self-target? How does that work? We're gonna have to go try some Bard out today, chat. Looks like some of the songs changed. Warlock, Curse of Pain's instant damage attribute ratio has been changed from 75% to 100. Okay, so more painting. Darkness shards can now be stacked up to 2, each giving 25% dark magical bonus. So no stats. They removed the stats now, is it? Demon in demon form, the bonus to dark magical damage per darkness shard is changed to 25%. Oh no, they're still shards. Wait, what? So you get 50% extra damage per shard if you're in demon form, but shards no longer give attributes. Is that true? We're gonna have a look at that as well. So we'll go through the actual game and have a look at it all. Druid's Tree of Life bonus changed from 40 to 20. All attribute bonus changed from 5 to 3. And duration changed from 10 seconds to 8. Good. Get that shit down, man. Holy fuck. Especially when druids now have a ranged heal. So they got a new spell, chat. Sorcerer, Water Bolt, damage down. Wind Blast recharge. Wind Blast recharge from 7M to 4M. Minutes. That doesn't make sense. It's not that long. I don't know what that means. I'll have to have a look at that as well. Stone Skin, movement speed penalty changed from -10 to -5, so you move a bit faster. Fire Arrow, each arrow changed from 10 to 8, so lower damage. Flame Strike changed from 35 to 30. Fire Orb changed from 30 to 25, and splash damage from 15 to 10. So they're getting nerfed again. Earth Elemental spell tier changed from 7 to 6, so Earth Elemental is going to be more common, lower tier magic. The HP of Earth Elemental and Lava Elemental increased by 50, so an extra hit to kill them. Electrical Dash landing damage changed from 15 to 20, so nerf the dash again. Flamethrower changed from 10 to 20. Mud Shield duration changed from 8 to 4. Thorn of Earth changed from 25 to 30, so Thorn of Earth went up. Interesting. Alrighty, for items, it is now possible to receive 1 to 2 primary attributes when socketing a diamond. Excellent, so diamonds are now worth a bit more. Physical damage bonus and magical damage bonus that can be obtained through random modifiers have been reduced, so they lowered it. Damage ratio for each section of the rapier weapon has been changed. Okay, interesting. So they lowered it for Demon's Glee to try and get rid of Demon's Glee meta. Rondell Danger's primary attack 3 and 4 damage multiplier changed from 1.05 to 1. So they got nerfed. Good. Castellion Dagger's primary attack 3 damage multiplier changed from 1.3 to 1.4, so it went up. Chris Dagger went down. Lantern Shield went down. Baradish went up. Halberd went up. Warmaul went down. Warmal secondary attack went up. Windless crossbow reduced by 4 and armor penetration down as well. So no more one-shot windlass crossbows. Thank freak. And in terms of game updates, Arena Test Season 2 is scheduled to end on March 10th. So that's about when the end of the season is coming. And the wipe. You can now preview which items are available under the same package on the shop page. We'll go on the shop page and we'll have a look at that. Added report accuracy feature, data display. So that's seeing who you've reported and if they got banned or not for the last 30 days, I believe. Added arena recent matches feature, so you can see your recent matches. That's pretty cool. A new module to Crypts and Ruins. So they also have Ruins as random now, I noticed from our first game we played. And there are some new modules. I went through one in our first game today. Added dual boss indicator. You can now check the boss's death status through the dual boss indicator. What does that mean? Dual boss indicator. Is that the thing that was in the Spectral Night Room? So in the Spectral Night Room, there's a orb that shows you the Banshee's health. Or like, it's like a little soul orb and it says Banshee soul orb. So I'm assuming once that orb disappears, it tells you that, hey, that's done. Did they get rid of the doors behind Banshee and Spectral Knight? So there's no more pedestals, there's no more... They must have, because it's random, right? So they're all over the place. We'll do a few more games today and we'll have a look and see what they look like. See if we can run into some of these new modules as well. Added dual, yeah, that's the dual boss indicator. So I don't know where we'll see that other than what we saw. Druid's got Orb of Nature, which is their range healing damage. So if it hits an enemy, it damages, hits an ally, it heals. Added 6 new perks with Sorcerer, Merged Might, Initiate Talent, Elemental Fury, Mana Flow, Lightning Mastery, and Air Mastery. So they are the avatar. Yeah, we'll have a look at those when we're in the game actually going over it. Added 4 new spells for them: Aqua Prison, Frost Breath, Plasma Blast, and Frost Lightning. So I didn't see the Aqua Prison or the Frost Lightning, but I have seen Frost Breath and Plasma Blast. So Plasma Blast seems a little bit weird to me. It's like almost like the bolt, but instead of it going out, it just blows up and dual the explosion. So it seems a little weird, especially with the magic damage reduction. Improved the visibility of player affected by Cleric's Divine Strike buff, which previously obstructed too much of the screen. I didn't realize that Divine Strike made it hard for you to see. I don't know, I've only ever played Cleric, never really been hit in the face by them. Improved the Lich's summoning animation by displaying an intuitive red shield to indicate the invincibility state. Okay, that's good to know that we can't do anything to him in that phase. Improved excessively dark areas in dungeons overall. So they made it lighter or they made it darker. I don't know. So that one could go either way. Improved the background of the Goblin Cave rope exit. So all right, that's pretty good. Improved some props in the dungeon that were obstructing gameplay or needed visual improvement. All the braziers that got me killed, bro. That would be nice if you put them in better places. Changed High Roller, Fog of War removed. So that's one we will talk a bit about. Portals randomized, that too. Dark Swarm added, not a fan. And fixed some escaped and down props deactivated. Alright, so that's some of the things that I was talking about earlier. We'll go over that too. Changed Ruins to random dungeon. Changed Goblin Caves to random dungeon. Alrighty. Let's read their comments and then we'll go through and discuss it because this is the last part here. This update continues the expansion of the random dungeon system. The random dungeon system have now been applied to both Ruins and Goblin Cave dungeons. We've also added numerous new modules to various locales. This update also adds more class content as we flesh out the Sorcerer class with new perks and spells. I hear they do say that Sorcerer is completely done now. In our quest to make the game more accessible, we feel we have made good progress with the current normal game modes. However, we also feel that we have lost a lot of hardcore edge we originally intended. I think you're going to lose more with these changes in my opinion. In the past, we had pursued the strategy of pushing the high roller mode as a definitive end goal for all the players, and tried to press players into that mode by retaining a high level of consistency between normal and high roller modes. Recently, our thinking has changed, and we now look at high roller experience as a uniquely separate experience. So you're separating the game. So are you going to put uniques back into normal? As you... we now look at the high roller experience as a uniquely separate experience from the normal mode. Okay, our goal for high roller is no longer broad appeal or high participation, but return to a true hardcore playground that serves as a high-end test for only the strongest willed players and parties. We believe that the original version of Dark and Darker, Swarm Circles, and Random Portals are more aligned with the vision, and we will be testing the return of that system for HR dungeons. Please understand that there will be growing pains as we turn the system to properly work along with the new random dungeons and continuous matchmaking systems. We will also need time to better adjust the rewards for surviving the much more brutal HR dungeons. Yeah, it's gonna need to go up like a fucking lot if you want that to be worth it. Unfortunately, our internal capacity has limits in finding the correct balance for the new HR dungeons, and our goal is to fine-tune the system along with the hardcore community so we can properly release a return to the hardcore dungeons by the following of the next season. Okay, by the start of the next season, sorry. We also like to notify players that the current arena test number 2 will be ending soon in March. Please, the timer in the arena leaderboard for the precise date. So they've already put a timer up. We've collected good data and we'll be making some adjustments for arena test season 3, which will begin shortly afterwards. Please note that for the shortened arena test number 3, we plan to temporarily allow players to keep their items after a loss, even if the items do not have the found by the player designation. That's pretty cool, chat. We also plan to update the map rotation for the next arena season, including an addition of new modules, so some new maps. They're pretty cool to see. Finally, players will now be able to see their ban report data for cheaters they have reported. So that's the system that we talked about earlier. So yeah, there's quite a lot. There's a few things here missing. High roller will no longer allow players to re-enter instances they have already entered. So that's missing. It's not put in yet. Dungeon recovery will no longer work in high roller. So I think those two are already done as well. I think that's everything for there. Alrighty. So they did all the shutdown and all the maintenance. So that is pretty much everything for the patch notes, chat. There's a few things I want to talk about which I don't really understand from their perspective. But now that reading that, it looks like they just want to separate the high roller entirely. I don't understand some of their thought process though. So the bosses with the circle, they just don't work. Like, unfortunately, with the way they've done the random dungeons with the Fog of War, it was way too hard. It might be different now and we're going to go try it. But knowing where the boss is, everybody heads there in high roller. Everybody goes to Ghost King because that's where you get your named items from. So if you can now see it on the map, everybody's going to head there. However, sometimes you're just going to get defunct dungeons where there's a boss on the corner room and the circle is on the opposite side of the dungeon. We practically had that with Spectral Knight. We were able to kill it, but if you were a new player, there would be 0% chance you would kill that boss. Like, so I guess that leaves more emphasis on the normal mode where you have to go in and actually learn it. But yeah, I think a few of the changes are a bad idea. I don't like the Dark Circle. I think that's a really silly idea. We pressed them for so long to get rid of that because it doesn't give you enough time to enjoy yourself as you're playing. You're just pushed into fights and stuff. And then the other problem is when you run into people and you have a fight and it lasts 5 minutes, you're just getting pushed around and into things, and it's very difficult to enjoy the fight because you can't set up for it. You can't know where you're going to back out to. You can't have escape plans. You just got to fight it and hope you win. But I mean, in most cases, if you're in the middle of the circle, not a problem. The portals, I actually like having the random portals in the safe zone, but I also don't like not seeing it. But that's only for high roller. It's not also for it's also not for normal, I don't think. So we're gonna have to go and try some normals and some high roller. But there's a couple of points that I want to make. Is I think the game's was doing extremely well, especially at the start of the season. I still think the loot is a little too low. Like, if you're going to change high rollers to be this massive place, I think you should still have a chance at uniques and normals. Because you just got a huge amount of the player base that does not want to step into high roller. They just want to play in normals, because the reason being is that you got a much closer gear disparity in normals. They're not like 300 gear score above you in uniques, so it's definitely a place that's hard to get people out of. But if your goal is to get them into high roller, a couple of your biggest issues are: one, map knowledge. Constantly adding new new zones is really fun for us, like the people that played a lot, but for anybody new, having it random and then the names is good because you can learn from the name, but it takes these people like 2, 3, 4, sometimes 500 hours to learn a lot of the modules. And even then, there's some people that still get lost, which is kind of crazy. But that's sort of just one of the biggest challenges for HR, is getting people comfortable and confident enough that when they go into that zone, they feel that they can get around and do what they want to do. Because even right now, or just before the patch, it was so hard to find the boss. Like, it was I would check 60-70% of the entire high roller map just to find the boss room, which is kind of wild. We'd still get out even if we didn't kill the boss, but we'd find it. It just took a long time to find. And I think now with the zone, you're gonna have a very similar problem, but you're gonna be getting wrecked more. Like, I think half the boss room is gonna be cut off like most of the time. And like, for Ghost King, if you have half the boss room and you're starting to fight him and you've covered the whole floor with the circles, that's practically it. Like, I don't understand how the bosses are supposed to work with the circle, unless the bosses are placed in the center of the circle. Like, that's all I can see. But then everybody knows where the boss is. But the fact that they removed the fog of war as well also makes it a little bit different. So I like seeing everything, but the circle's still a pain in my ass. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. One thing that is kind of disappointing to me, in my high fantasy magic and sword game, I don't want guns. Like, I think if they add guns, I will be one of the people that stops playing. And next season, when they bring in the 3 people high roller, I won't be doing high roller. Not because I don't want to do high roller, but because they won't let me do high roller, because I only play solo. So I think what's going to happen next season is I'm going to finish the quests and then we're going to uninstall the game, chat. Main reason is, like, I don't have anyone that's around as much as I play to play high roller. And a majority of what we do is high roller when we're by ourselves. We go do bosses, we go try and get gold chests, we try and do Ghost King. So we do a lot of that. And since it's only going to be trios, I don't have people around that often to do trios. Most of my trios don't even want to do high roller to begin with. So I think it's going to absolutely kill high roller. If you thought there was no one in high roller now, next season, when the solos can't even play and the duos can't play, there's just going to be no one. And I think they have this weird preconception that people are just going to join random parties. I've joined random parties and they've killed me and taken my entire kit. So, like, you can't have that. Oh, what do they get? A red name? Like, okay, bro. Like, really? For my, like, freaking 5,000 gold kit? But yeah, it's been a very long time since I've even attempted that. I like to help people in normals because I don't have to take anything with me. But there's definitely no way I'll be doing random queue high roller. It's just not. It's not a thing I'd be into, not a thing I would be willing to do. I like to meet people and do high roller with people that I've met through stream or through the game itself, but definitely not random queues. Like, that is one of the worst ideas. So I have a big feeling that the 3-person high roll is just going to kill the game almost instantly for high rolling. Only people that are going to be playing are in normal. And it is a bit of a shame because I have a strong feeling that a majority, and I mean like 70, 80, probably higher than 80% of the player base is actually in normals. I haven't gone and tried to see if they have any breakdowns of that, but that is really where I'm sitting right now. So it looks like next season we might finish the quest and then dip out until they bring back solo high roller. Because like if we go into my account here, we have my warlock here is my highest ranked person right now, and the reason he's highest ranked is I've literally just been killing Spectral Knight with him, and that's how he got so high. Other than that, no one else is that high except for my cleric and my bard are quite up there. But yeah, it's one of those things. We haven't done a massive load, so we're not demigod on all our characters, but we mess around. We also have fun, so we do lose quite a lot of rank. But if you want to check us out and come watch us play, or join us if you want to do some high roller, hit us up on Twitch. Name is Vimortal, same as obviously YouTube. But if you enjoyed this video or have any questions or any comments, or you think that the 3-man high roller only will make the game thrive, let me know. But yeah, have a great day.